All right, guys, so now is a perfect time to go over how we're going to adjust our bids with search. And I actually have a sheet right here that's going to make it really easy to follow along. And so let's actually go inside the campaign, and we're looking at all of our campaigns, and our main focus is going to be this search campaign or any of your search campaigns. So we're going to go ahead and click on the search campaign. And I like to filter by conversion, so I want to see top down. So I'm going to click on this one. This has the most data and most likely might have some profitable terms. And so our goal right now is to mainly focus on search impression share. What we are really trying to find is which terms gave us a good amount of conversions at a good return on ad spend or cost per conversion, but could be improved by increasing the bid. Because if we're only showing up 50% of the time due to a low bid, but we're having a handful of conversions, well, we want to really focus and gush this this term or this keyword and bid a little bit higher. And that's great in theory, but how exactly do we do it? So on terms that are at a 3 return on ad spend or above, we want to at least increase by 25% and wait 2 days. If the search impression share is under 70% but still profitable, we're going to increase again. Personally, I actually like to be at 90% search impression share, just because in the future, what you guys are going to be learning about is we can just get a ton of conversions, but then also retarget with Facebook, and then we'll really speed up the process. We can create lookalikes and do some really crazy stuff with that. So I'm just giving this as on the safe side. So if we want to take like little baby steps, what we would do is we would see like, hey, okay, our search impression share, let's just say it's 70%. Well, I want it a little bit higher because this is super profitable. Well, if our max CPC is $1, then we'd increase it to $1.25, right? So $1.25, and then we would leave it and we'd see, okay, how is it doing in the next 2 to 3 days? 2 days is a minimum. I mean, if we're really impatient, but that's a minimum, okay? And so then this is exactly what we're going to do for even terms that are borderline, or this one is actually very profitable. So we would want to go through and do this over and over for the ones that are profitable. And then I'm going to be covering what about the ones that are break even or even unprofitable. Those are going to get some different treatment, and it's actually very simple as well. But first, I actually kind of want to just look at this. I want to see, look, this is at 92% search impression share. That's great. This is at 68%. I wonder why. Oh, but this one didn't spend that much at all. So that's okay. We're just going to focus on these two up here, or these. We're just going to focus on these up here. We're going to adjust the bid, and we're going to let it rest. Now, one thing I want to show you is that since we're doing manual CPC, we are not rocking the boat, meaning like anything you change right here, it's not going to completely throw off the algorithm because we are doing everything manual. However, for example, if our bid strategy was different and instead of manual CPC, we were doing target ROAS, this is a machine learning type of bid strategy. Same with target CPA. Anything you edit with target CPA and target ROAS, even budget, is going to make it relearn a little bit or recalibrate. That's just how it is. But with this, we have a lot of hands-on control and we can be very nimble, right? So remember, what is our objective? We're going to try to really increase the search impression share for what's most profitable to get more conversions, and we're going to do it in a safe way of increasing by 25%, right? So we're going to go back and we're going to look at and see other terms. Now, the next thing that I know a lot of people are going to want to know is like, well, what about the ones that are just barely break even? What do I do? And that's a great question. So what we want to do on terms that are middle tier or even unprofitable, if it's getting a lot of conversions, I'm willing to bet that we can cut the cost per conversion at least by 30%. Almost all of these conversions came from female, and it probably all leaned towards one specific age group or demographic, right? And so if that's the case, with this, with search campaigns specifically, which is what we're in right now, we can actually adjust this to where we exclude male and we only go female, and we increase the bid on mobile or tablet and X, Y, and Z to make sure that this is now profitable. However, we have to do the first step. And what's the first step? Is if other terms are break even, we're gonna actually set our max CPC at the average CPC. So what we're doing is we're setting a ceiling for how much we're willing to pay. Now this is not a good example right here, but I wanna show you, let's see, max CPC is 79 cents, okay, perfect. So if our max CPC, let's just say, so this max CPC is 79 cents, but our average cost per click is 67 cents. And let's just say this was break even for us. Well, what we'd want to do is we'd actually want to set this to 67 cents and create a ceiling. So now we have our ceiling. Then what we're then going to do is we're going to keep note of this, and then we're going to go into the demographics and adjust, which I'm going to show you in the very next video. But first, we have to go through all of these and make sure that we are setting our ceiling. We're going to do this for all of our keywords. So you might only have like 20 or 25 keywords, and that's fine. It's not going to take you that long to do. So we're just going to kind of follow the sheet, go ahead, increase or decrease or even turn off. If you find that something is just, let's just say the cost of your item is $35, okay, and you spent $35 and you're seeing like, hey, you know, this term honestly is kind of broad. I don't really like it. You can make a judgment call and turn it off. That's totally fine. It's going to be really up to you on whether you want to leave something on or off. I've noticed like week by week, like you really need to look at these every week, like weekly, not like daily, not every hour, just because search terms, it's crazy. It'll be one way and it'll be another way, but if we really focus on the demographics here, we can kind of decrease the amount it like goes up and down by really limiting the amount of search and the wasted clicks. So anyway, I hope this makes sense, but it's gonna make more sense when I go and show you how we're gonna adjust it from here. So let me show you guys.